The deadly attack in Mozambique by Islamic State-linked militants just over a week ago has left aid agencies overwhelmed. The death toll from the attack on the town of Palma is still unknown. One South African was among those killed. Doctors Without Borders set up a medical facility in the town in response to the attack. It says survivors, including babies, were seeking medical attention within hours of the facility being activated. Let's get the latest now with the emergency coordinator, Aitor Zabalgo Giagoza. Sorry if I butchered your name. Now, I suspect I have. My apologies. Please tell us what it is that you are seeing there.
Well, our team was there until Thursday, and Thursday, how we couldn't guarantee security and safety for our own team, we left the area. Until there were some few dozens of injured and sick people that they were being treated, and then given the possibility to evacuate by plane or by boat. Until now, which is after that and after the evacuation of the total place. We don't know nothing about the thousands of people that they were just around the village of Kitunda, where most of the people of Palma was being there, trying to avoid the problems in Palma.
And from an injuries point of view, what is it that you are seeing? I was reading some of the blurb on this before interviewing you, and I believe a lot of women and children have been affected. Some have been shot. What is it that you're seeing there?
There are really few, so we are very worried that probably the most vulnerable and the most sick and the people who has been seriously wounded, they are not reaching our facilities. They are not reaching either the western part of the province where most of the people is arriving now, in really little numbers. I mean, compared with how many people should have been in Palma during the assault.
Yes, because the World Food Programme estimates something like 23,000 people still remain. The few that you are getting to see, what are they telling you?
Well, they're telling us that basically they left in groups of 20 or 40 people, and now half of the group is left behind because they couldn't keep the pace. So we are probably talking about women, about elders, about people who has wounds, etc. What we are seeing is people who is very tired, exhausted, without drinking or eating properly for the last 5 or 6 days, with some injuries in the arms and in the legs by walking during by the bus during 5 or 6 days. And we are, as I'm mentioning, I'm afraid that the people who has been more seriously affected, they are still behind in the bush, trying to get safety in the areas of the western or the south of the province.
And can you tell us, I mean, I know Doctors Without Borders, you are always able to, or try to get in as close as you can to areas that have been affected. What are the challenges about getting closer to those who've been affected? Is it a security concern? What's the problem?
Well, yeah, it's a security concern because what we do is work with the communities and try to reach as far as we can with the collaboration of the communities. So when the communities themselves they are not feeling safe to go to somewhere else, for us it's a very limited capacity to go further. So we are as close as we can in places like Nangade, 15 kilometers far away from Mueda, etc., but still 100 kilometers far away from Palma. So there is a huge area where people can remain hiding and really terrified. They are really terrified about what they have seen and what they could happen to them. So they are not using the roads. So they are just going through the bus, which is much more through the bush and the forest is much more difficult for them to advance.
Were you given any indication from those you've been able to talk to about the perpetrators, the Islamic fighters there, and what sort of comments they made, or how many there were, and what their agenda is, their final agenda?
No, really. I mean, like they report, seeing people getting killed, a lot of confusion, everybody running out without very clearly, knowing what was going on. But the city got emptied very quickly, and the people ran out to the bush, as it happens in other places. Because we need to remember that a lot of people who was in Palma, they were already displaced from the district of Palma to the city or to the town itself. So it's a dynamic that is happening a lot of times, and most of the people, they just with the shouting, and they start to run out, and they see some of them, they see what they see. Now we will see, talking to them, who they need, psychological attention, and who could, explain a little bit better what they've seen.
Okay, and, it's obvious thing to say that the humanitarian tragedy around this is just astounding, and it's going to grow, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, something like that didn't happen since last year, when other cities like Mocimboa de Praia or Macomia were emptied. This is a huge event. It's going to add a lot of, some dozens of thousands of displaced to the overall displaced figure, which is already around 600,000. And then, the stability in the area is still very, very far away from what should be. The people is also arriving to places where they are being hosted by other families. So traditional coping mechanism like food and shelter, they are being also stressed to the limit. And it's an issue. It's not improving. And then the fact that basically in Palma, what has been is a failure of the protection. I mean, people has not been protected, and they're still not being protected. They are running for their lives.
It's a devastating situation. Heitor, thank you very much for talking to us, and the incredible work that your organization does.